came out of the shower and my hair is still wet and everything, and I look clean. I look terrible, but I look clean. Now, this video is not gonna be about all the makeup and stuff. It is, but that's gonna come in the second part. But first part of this video, I'm gonna tell you what I do to pamper my own skin, my aging skin, and what I do to make it clean, because at this moment it is as soft as a baby bottom, and I did not use soap. Well, first of all, as I said, do not use soap on your face unless it is a special, very gentle soap with no products in that can dry out your skin or anything. It's a special soft foam that I use to wash me with. I don't have greasy skin, I don't have oily skin, I don't have dry skin, I have normal skin. But no matter what your skin type is, do not use soap. The secret is, and I don't know if you in any countries know, sunlight soap. That is the only soap that's okay on your face. And what my mom does for almost her entire life, she takes a washing cloth, she puts on one side a bit of sunlight soap and water, of course. She cleans her neck part. She goes a little bit around edge of her face. She turns it around where it's only water, and she washes her eyes and the more tender parts of her face with just water. She takes the washing cloth, spools it out, goes back over her face, dries it off, and she's ready. That's all she does, and she looks at least 10 to 20 years younger than she is. Now, what do I do on those days like today when I want to pamper myself? Well, first of all, I don't really need it at the moment, but because of use of makeup so often like I do, and I do not really wash it off or put a ton of makeup remover on my face, I only use plain old makeup wipes. But what do I do? Okay, to come to the point, I'm gonna put my camera a little bit more up, gonna put the computer a little bit. I'm opening my DVD. A CD drawer. I can be so stupid. Now, to extra clean my face, to make sure that my pores get rid of all the extra leftover makeup that can be still in there. Well, once every 2 to 3 months, I really needs a treat. I have here an exfoliation gel. This is from Oxyogen for the perfect skin. But no matter which brand or whatever you use, it is a cream, a green cream, and if you take a close look, I hope you can see there are little dark teeny weeny dots in it, like tiny bits of sand. And I put that all over my face, a good coat, not just a drop here and there. It has to be really rubbable. And I start rubbing with round motions, and I press. I really press, I rub. And this cream, the soft part, and I do my neck too. I always do my neck and the part just beneath my ear too. And sometimes I even do my décolleté also, my cleavage. I'm really pushing and scrubbing my skin. And I use this for my lips too. What you can do to replace this, but this is also good for lips, take a little bit of honey, liquid honey, put a tiny bit of sugar in it, and that is the perfect scrub for your lips. The honey exfoliates and the sugar does the scrubbing. I also scrub my brow area. The under cheek area also normally needs a good scrub. So I'm rubbing and rubbing, and while you rub, the cream goes away, and what is left are just the little dots, the sand. The sand-like material is what's left on my face. Then I take a makeup wipe again, and you can either go to your sink, scoop water, and or take a shower after this. But with a makeup wipe and gentle motions, you can also get it all off, and your skin is already hydrated and it's scrubbed like it's never been scrubbed before. And I would not recommend to do your complete face with a sugar scrub. I would just use that for the lips, but my lips are now done with this. So I am wiping this off, and then I will let my face completely dry. My skin that I have exfoliated now had time to dry, and I wish you could feel it. It is silk. It's so soft. It's as if I got a new face. It's as if you took off the mask with those sandy things. I still haven't looked it up what it's called. With the scrub stuff in it, and the moisturizing capabilities of that product is so great. And my doctor even tried it out on his hand. He was so curious, and when he left he said, my hand is really softer than my other one. So funny. Okay, now what I can recommend for people who have younger skin than I have, that is a tonic. This is so refreshing. It gives the skin a real boost to cool you down. It's so nice, that feeling of a tonic on your skin. You just pour it in your hand and you throw it on your face and you're... First, I'm going to show you something else that I do, let's say, every 2 to 3 months. And that is a green clay mask. I have now exfoliated, so I have done a scrub. What you can do after a scrub is moisturize, heal your skin. But if you don't do a scrub, or even after a scrub, you can use a mask. And my all-time favorite mask is either I take an egg white and I add a little bit of honey and I mix that nicely together. Not that it's a foam, but I mix it loose. I put that on my face And once the egg white is dry, it starts to peel off, and you got the most clean and soft and nice face that you can have. Just a tiny little bit of honey in the white of an egg. Also good for your hair. Might have mentioned that before. Can't remember. Okay, sorry. Now this is from France. This is green clay paste, ready to use. You can buy it as a powder or as a very, very tough consistency. I use for a clay mask just a flat makeup applying brush. And this is a pâté, a paste. You can buy it, as I said, dry, as a lump that you have to put water and you have to find the right consistency, and it's not easy to get it just right. While this was almost the same price, my pharmacist just ordered it, and you can get these ready. And I don't know how long I have this tube. Argilets is the brand. It goes so long. You really don't have to use a lot to wipe far out. But this is 100% natural clay. So there is no additives, anything. It's pure, clean, green clay with the right amount of water or the right consistency to use straight onto your face. It's got so much good minerals and everything in it to make your skin also brand new. So if you don't exfoliate or hydrate like I did, this is so good. And as you see, it's really green clay. It's green grayish, but you put it on just on the brush like that, and I will do it on my cheek. You can just wipe that open. I always go over it in 2 directions, but as you see, you have a spot where it's really thick and you have a spot where it's thinner. Now I prefer where it's this thick, so I prefer really laying it on a nice coat, a nice layer, and that I do except for my mouth and nostrils, normally my entire face. Yeah, I really can't see what I'm doing here, but I put that on and then I leave it on for here it says apply directly to the skin in a 1 to 2 centimeters thick layer. Now that is like that, so don't follow the instructions. And you can leave it on for maximum of 1 to 2 hours. But as you see, the edges are already drying. And I just leave it on until it's all that color, until it's just dried up. Because once it's dried up, there's nothing more to get soaked into your skin. So I don't see the point in leaving it longer than that. But now this dry part is where there wasn't enough. So I really leave it on that thick at least. And I let it dry completely. I check my mails, I chat a bit. The only thing I don't like doing is walking the dog when I got it on. But you can just wash it off with a washing cloth and clear, clean water. If you've used this, your skin is so full of vitamins and minerals and everything that it needs. It can last for a couple of months without repeating this. I hope I got it all off because I really want to show you what I really do almost daily or 2 to 3 times a week at least. Now, what normal people do, and I do not recall myself as a normal person, they would take a moisturizing cream or milk, or like I showed you, a hydrating cream with aloe vera or whatever type you want to use. It's all moisturizer. It's all just bringing in fluid to a skin that would dry out and lose the elasticity that's necessary to keep a juvenile or a nice skin. And normally, if I have a backslash from my fibromyalgia and stuff, I'm so weak and I wrinkle up completely. But with the products that I use now, I can keep it to a minimum. Now, what do I use? What is my personal secret that I think that is keeping my skin look like this? Normally, I wouldn't look like this. The 4 holy grails that I use are hyaluronic acid. Now, this is from Maison, and their brand does not matter. It's not a cream. It's some kind of a gel, as you can see. Then I have, and I buy these again from Wish, and it is also hyaluronic acid solution. So this is comparable to this. I have been using that. I've been using that. But then this 6 peptides original liquid. And this one is the green label. This is magic. I have a friend. She was here one day, and to make a long story short, just for fun, we did half her face with this, and she is the most wrinkled person at her age that I know. I'm so sorry for her, but I have a package of 6 bottles of these ready for her to pick up because we did it on half her face, and 10 minutes later I said, "Honey, would you please look in the mirror?" And she looked in the mirror and said, "What happened to that side of my face?" Her wrinkles, which are for years so deep, so bad, were almost half as bad as they were on the other side. This works! I don't know if it works on everybody, but it works for me and it works for her and the most people that I know who have tried this. It works. Just like these do their job, this is for the eye area. Magic. It's really, really magic. And then my biggest secret revealed: snail extract. Now, I probably have told this before in one of my videos, and it doesn't matter. You can also buy it in this type of packaging, but these, and it is called Essence because it is a snail essence. It's not from the brand Essence, but it's a snail nutrition essence multi-effects extract with a little snaily on it. It's a cute snail. It has been discovered by men who pick literally the escargot, the snail that's edible. These people work with their hands in these snails, and miraculously, these guys, when they were older, they had the hands of a teenager. They had the most smooth hands, and that is when scientists started to search what is the connection. Now there is something in the slime that snails leave behind, that glowy, there is an extract in that that makes the skin cells renew. So it's not gonna work from you put it on and you got a new face. No, you gotta use it a while, but your skin rejuvenates much more than what it would do if you use a normal moisturizer or anything else. Now, you can either plop this all over your face perfectly. This is especially for around the eyes. This and this. It is an acid. It's a very heavy product. So if you have a very sensitive skin, I would not recommend it. And if you want to use it, test it out on a small spot somewhere on your hand or behind your ear, or not put it on your face completely if you don't know if you can stand it or not. How do I use this? Well, normally you would use that. You would use that, or that, or that, or that, or that, or that. No, I use them in compartments. And that is my, doesn't matter with which one I start, but mostly I take my hyaluronic acid first. And that, first I give it a good shake. I take a few drops because it runs down your face quickly. And I put it on my lip wrinkles and even on my piercing or around, it doesn't matter. Not really the lips itself, because I don't want to eat that acid, but I layer it really. I hope you can see it's really put on as a coat. It's not rubbed into the skin completely. I put it on and I leave it like that. And this I use mostly around the mouth. Then I take almost the exact product, and that I put on my finger because it's more gelish like. I wanted to show you it's more a thicker gel, and I apply that also where the other one is, but I go out a little bit further where the other wrinkles are. I am also putting this here and far around my eye. I start along the nose in this fold and I go around to the brows. So it's a circle around the eye area. This one applies easier around the eyes because it's not that runny and it will not come into your eyes. The other one is very liquid, so it's safer to put around the mouth than around the eye area. Then my magical anti-wrinkle, it's peptides. So you put on your finger, it's more liquid, but once it's on the skin, it stays nicely like that. So I really put on a layer as thick as it can without running off of my face. And on the upper eyelid, I wipe it out a little bit, so I'm not gonna get it in my eyes. So that is what I do for the most bad wrinkly zones. Then I go to my snail extract, and this is so great to use on the neck and to use as a hand cream too. But I take this and it's a nice slimy gel, and that gel I apply on all the rest of my face. Everywhere where there is no other product, I apply this. So, as you see, I now am a gooey, and I even go over the acid because that is already soaked up by my skin. Then I wait. Normally I do this in the early evening and I just leave this on. That's it. But that is my facial treatment that I do if I want to give myself a nice pampering. Also my daily skincare. According to your skin type, use that's best for you, or safely try out, get some of those testing tubes and try it out before you buy bottles that cost a lot of money. Okay, I am blabbering around and I want to do a makeup in this video too. My face is glowy like a mirror because it's still oily and wet, which means if it doesn't need all of this, it's not gonna soak it up this hard. I am now gonna take a makeup wipe and take it off. You can improve your own beauty and the good health of your skin by using these type of products. As I did a little while ago, I'm gonna use a bit of reversed psychology. Of course, to start off, I am going to use my primer. Now, this is one that I have used very often, so you all know it's a gelish silicone-based primer, and it's okay to put on my nose too. As I said, the doctor has been here today, so I have asked him a lot. Is that okay? Is that okay? Can I do makeup? Please tell me I can do makeup. And it was all okay. These silicone-based primers, you only have to use the smallest bit. So I had to put on way too much. After priming my face, I would normally put on my foundation. But a while ago, searching for solutions for that creasing stuff, I experienced that if I use setting spray over my primer, it gives a cover. Then I can use concealer and everything. Now, what I have recently heard is that if you put over your primer just translucent, loose powder. This is the first time I try this. I'm gonna tap it on to my primer. So I am powdering primer completely. The primer has closed my pores. This powder is setting the primer and is preventing my skin to take on too much makeup products. So after this, oh, that is so soft. I'm gonna let this work in for just a minute. So instead of tons of stuff, there is no makeup on my face, and if I did not have a rash, I could go outside if I would have used a powder with a tiny bit of color in it. As you can see, except for the coloration, my skin is as flawless as it can be. Now I'm gonna take my stippling brush and I am gonna try this new, woo, that's very liquid, foundation, as I don't know what the color is gonna be, whatever. I'm stippling it on first to my forehead. And once it's stippled, I can wipe it a little. I'm gonna do this nosy woozy too. And I also do my eyes. But I start off with a stippling motion because I do not want to wipe open everything that I have applied. And if you don't have too much blemishes or anything, I don't think concealer has a point. Foundation also takes away discoloration underneath your eyes if you don't have those huge blue veins and stuff. If you do have that, by all means use concealer. Blend it out towards the neck. So that's that. Now, I must say the consistency and everything, it's very liquid when you put it on your hand or on your brush, but the consistency for appliement is very nice. It's from Hype. I am taking my beauty blender and I am going to tab over this foundation to make sure I don't have any spots or anything. And this color is really one tone too dark actually for me, so I should mix it with some concealer to use it up. Just to use them until they're empty. I can mix a little bit concealer with my foundation just to brighten it up that little bit, but I'm not gonna use foundation anywhere specifically on my face. What I am gonna do is powder this off now with my infallible, with my nice big fluffy. And I don't know why I'm recording here lately. The biggest reason actually is because my laptop is here in this room, and as long as my camera isn't repaired, I have to move my laptop and all the accessories to my makeup room every time I want to record, and I have to bring it all back into the living room to edit and to be here. So it's driving me crazy having to move and remove it all the time. So that's mostly the reason why I am filming in my living room. Now, my eyes. I am going to use this video to swatch my Zoëva brushes. It's the most beautiful moment today to share with you my wonderful Zoëva brushes. They come in a magnificent pouch, and I'll show you, because the most wonderful color in the world lately is rose gold, and this is all with rose gold special zipper. The leathers are in rose gold. It's a leather pouch. The inside is almost as beautiful as the outside. It's so pretty, and this entire set comes all together so nicely. And every brush has also got Zoëva, and on the other side is rose golden on it too, as if we don't see the color. Yeah, sorry, people who are color blind don't see it. Okay, this one escaped into the set, and this is from Elle, but it is for years and years my eye priming brush, so I will give this one a little chance to play along with the rest. And I'm just using a white makeup powder to prime my eyes. I also prime the brow area and a little bit beneath my eye, because I am going to use color under my eyes 2. Now these brushes, there is a flat crease brush and it is called number 232 Lux Classic Shader. So this is the classic shading brush. Then you have almost the same one but angled, and that is called the 235 Contour Shader. Then we have this wonderful, wonderful blending brush, and that is the Lux Soft Crease. It's really specially to blend in the crease itself. Then you have the concealer buffer, but I haven't used concealer, but this is a wonderful brush to blend with too, because it's very, very tapered. The hairs are very, very close together. Also perfect to apply colors with, because this is the Lux Crease. The difference is it's fluffier and wider. Now this is the number 325 Lux Brow Light. This is actually only for highlighting the brow area, but it is so wonderful to contour your nose, to go under the eyes, to pack on color. You can use it so versatile, these brushes. It's magnificent. Then this Lux Soft Definer is like a blending brush but flat. So this is more to define the outer V and in the crease, but the best one to apply makeup with, and that is actually number 322, the brow line. You can do your brows with it, but it is so much better to use for the finer work with eyeshadows. So I don't use it for my brows because it's just too good for other purposes. And then we have the Lux Precise Shader number 238, which is a small but a bit rounded appliement brush. This is the number 231, the Lux Petite Crease. It has a little bit more of a pointy ending, so it's really to define in the crease. The smallest tiny bit angled, it's not really flat, and that is the Spot Liner number 310. This is the bomb for your brows, for your eyeliner, for a wing, for lip liner, for everything. This is my new magical wand. I love this brush. Absolutely love them all. I have now ordered the entire set, which I now only have the small brushes from. So yeah, I don't have any other makeup here, so maybe I can just use this bronzer as my transition color. And I'm gonna apply that with the Lux Petite Crease, the small crease brush, and I will make this my transition color in my crease, which is just a brown tint. And as you see, it's already bringing some color to where I want to make my wing. And I don't know if I'm gonna make a wing with eyeliner. So this is my beginning. I'm gonna start by applying this beautiful reddish tone with this Lux Soft Definer number 227, and it is pretty pigmented, so I would suggest to give it a nice blow before you start building up in the crease with it. But it is a wonderful color. Just taking the little tiniest bit to build up because it's very, very pigmented. It's extremely pigmented, but it is the bomb with this blouse. It's almost like it's been kissed with rose gold. This powder, not the blouse, I mean. And I am going to put a little bit of this already on the outer corner and bring it a little bit beneath my eye. Not the whole line, just a bit. Oh, that is pretty. Ooh, 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 I like this. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Now, I am going to take the contour shader. Actually, this for the nose, but I use it for my eyes too. And I am going to go to this. It is a number 90 Sage from something, but I don't know from what. It is a tester that I got somewhere and I don't know where from or what. I got no idea. And I'm going to use that on the outer corner and a bit lower in the crease, more to the moving eyelid, the bigger V actually, the outer V, which just gives a lot of dimension and depth. Also bringing that a little bit beneath the eye. Now with this Lux Crease number 228, I am going to blend this together. So there are no harsh lines or anything. We all know what blending is about. I'm gonna use my Lux Classic Shader. And now I am going to take this beautiful, beautiful dark brown color. And that is going to go on the eyelid, on the outside, just to touch up that corner, to darken out that corner. And just that little spot towards the lower lash line. And you can really shake these brushes in that line of your crease, which makes it so one fluid, beautiful look. Now I'm all ready to my shimmers. And to put on shimmer, I want to use that very tapered brush, which is actually the brow liner. Oh, look at that. Now, if you call packing on color, this is packing on color. Oh, wow. This brush really takes the powder from the jar to the eye and packs it onto the eye without throwing it all around. Wow! Now that is what I call an applyment brush instead of a brow shader. This is a dream. And what if I make a little wing just with this powder without going to use real eyeliner? I am gonna use just this. Ooh, these brushes are so worth the money, and they aren't cheap. They are expensive brushes, but you really get your money worth, and that is so important. Now I'm going to use this 221 Lux Soft Crease and blend this out, because I don't want it to be a harsh line. I want it to be blended into the rest before I put on a little bit of pigment. It blends not very well, that powder, but it is very pigmented and has shimmer in it, which either flies around everywhere or doesn't blend easy. You get two possibilities with that. This is so ready for falsies and mascara. I am going to take this brush, the one that's actually for the brows, and I am going to take the almost same color of pigment. I'm gonna turn it around so that there's a bit in the lid of the packaging. Woo! It looks like caviar. It are really tiny little balls. Now I am very sure that that is going to have fallout. So I'm gonna take a tissue and hold that underneath to be sure. I'm gonna see if I can pack that. Now that really does the trick. I was expecting a lot of fallout, but it's not so bad actually. And the color is divine. Now I am going to use a little bit more of this red tone. And I'm gonna take the small appliement brush for that, the number 238 Lux Precise Shader. Take this very pigmented and put that underneath the eye and blend it in with that gray, and that is magical. That is so much a look that I never do. These very blended, soft, sexy, I don't know what looks. So that is, oh, look at those eyes. They're so, do I need to say more? I think I'm gonna have to do something about my brows because this is so beautiful. I am going to use the eyebrow pencil from L'Oreal Brow Artist Designer. There is not specifically a color on it. It does have a nice spoolie. Now I'm gonna try to make a natural looking brow from nothing, because there, where I am now with my pencil, there isn't any brow anymore because I am shaving my brows so that I can make different shapes out of them. Normally, I would curl my lashes, put on mascara. I do it reversed. I am gonna put my glue on first and let my lashes get tacky. This is actually a dupe for the Duo Lash Glue, and it applies easier on the lash. I think a nude lip would be best with this. Now, as I wasn't sure if I was recording, and I also found an extra brush that I forgot about, poor thing. It's the Lux pencil. What I'm gonna do now is I am going to take my white pigment, gonna give it a shake so there's a bit on the lid, not all, a bit. Hello. I'm gonna roll this in and I'm gonna check out. Oh, that's what we call an inner tear dot. I'm gonna blend that a little bit into that reddish color. And I'm gonna do a tiny little bit, but I'm really just taking the tiniest bit. And look how pigmented that gives off on the brow bone. Wow. I'm gonna catch this lash from out to in, and I'm gonna curl it together with my own lashes, and I still have not applied any mascara. I am gonna try to do my lower lashes without doing my entire face along with them. This is the new L'Oreal, which has two compartments. One is white to enlarge the thickness and everything of your lashes, and then the black is to color. But I am using it with the curve towards my face so that I can do my lashes without touching my skin. Now, this is so pretty. The white corner, then the red tone, and then that ashy gray on the outside. It is so pretty. And I used to have a tool to hold underneath your lashes so that you don't touch the skin. But my lashes were so short that it was no use. I couldn't get it underneath. So I've tried with those little papers you use to roll tobacco in to make a cigarette. No use. I gotta do it this way. And if I do it this way, it's perfect. And now with the curve away from me, I blend my own lashes with the falsies. And I don't know, should I risk a second coat on the lower lash line? Because it's so beautiful and I am scared to ruin it. But once they have a coat, you gotta base. Oh, I love it. And if you do touch your skin, don't wipe it off. Let it dry completely. And if you have a little spot of mascara on your eyeshadow, wait long enough. And then if you take such a flat brush and you scoop against the bristles, now don't ruin your brush. You scoop it and it's gone and your makeup isn't ruined. But this look is so gorgeous. It needs a gorgeous lip too. And I am going to use NYX Lingerie. But first I'm gonna outline my lips with, and this is from MAC, waterproof. And in the color M03. And these glide on so easily. It's so creamy. And I am going for nude because the eyes really deserve all the attention. And I'm gonna color in my lips with this pencil for one big reason. This is a lip stain. And if you put a lip stain over your lip pencil, it comes off so much more easy than normally. But I do have a lip liner, and it's one that you normally put in your purse. You take this, you turn it around, and it sets itself tight, and you get yourself your lip liner. Yay! Put on this lip stain with this brush without coloring out of the lines. See how easy that goes on a lip pencil? And a nice Cupid's bow. The number of this NYX Lingerie is the color Corset LL09. And I am going over it now with a wand itself. And Lime Crime has really great dupes for these colors. Now, taking my contour brush, taking this nice old bronzer, I'm gonna see if we can bronze up this face a little, make it look nicely framed. And not all the way into the cheeks, just the outside, and up to the temples. Absolutely this huge forehead. Just the tiniest bit. That makes the lips so much fuller and more kissable. Then I'm gonna take this tiny little bit of that white and highlight this upper lip. Mix it immediately. Pouty and kissy! Instead of using my blush first, I am going to use a little bit of Shimmery, my little fan brush, and my Makeup Academy Undress Your Skin Shimmery Highlight, which I almost use all the time. And I'm just gonna kiss this outside of the cheek, not the whole bunch. Just that top, that highest point. And then for blush, and I am taking my nice kabuki brush, taking this, and also mostly gonna apply that to the outer side, and this blends that highlighter and the bronzer together so that you don't have those red cheeks, but you just have a sun-kissed line there. And now I hope and think they're ready to get a curl. To be sure, I'm gonna clean my lash curler, and I hope I can now squeeze my own and the falsies together without having problems to get them out again. And look at that curl. That is a curve. They're pointing right. Look at that. That is going a little bit curved, but this one is whoa. And look now. Squish. And there you go. The most C-shaped C curve in the world. And that's when you curl your lashes at last. So here I am with the final result. Done my hair a little bit, but this would be so nice with a updo for festivities or dinners or whatever. I like this look so much. I don't often use these types of colors. Mostly it's with liners and wings, and these earthy tones is not really what I normally use, but I like it so much. I really think I am gonna do this more often, and that's a question for you. First of all, if you're not subscribed to my channel yet, please do so. And I really want to know your opinion about this type of looks. Do you want to see more of these, or are there more than enough on the internet? And do you really prefer my special looks? Please leave some comments down below, because otherwise I don't know what you think or what you want or what you want to see, or and give me some thumbs up, of course, if you like this look. And if you didn't like it, give me some thumbs up too, because I like thumbs up, and yeah, I like and for me there's only one thing left to say, and that is my love for makeup is spread all over to you, and I really hope to see you again in one of my coming videos. So for now, bye bye.